Hi, I'm Lisa L. Baker, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can break through to promotion. I want to teach you how to overcome limitations so that you can achieve the promotion and the pay that you deserve. Let me begin by telling you what you can expect today. The first thing is that I'll share my journey with you and talk about my career path and how I ultimately became the highest ranked African American female in a Fortune 500 fintech organization that had over 16,000 employees. I'll talk about the importance of gender diversity. We'll discuss why this matters and why it's so important that we have women in leadership roles. Then we'll get to the heart of the matter and discuss 3 essential shifts that you can make to unlock your promotion. There are some subtle changes that you can make, and I'll tell you what they are. And lastly, if you stay to the end of this webinar, you'll learn about an opportunity to join a group of like-minded women who are all focused on achieving their next level. Let's start by looking at these words, dream job. When you see those words or when you hear dream job, what comes to mind for you? I want you to really think about it and imagine the ideal job for you, where you're thriving and growing and doing work that you love. What would it feel like to be highly compensated, to do meaningful work that aligns with your values and fulfills your purpose and brings you joy? Let's face it, with the skills you have, the experiences you have, your educational background, there are many possibilities for what you could do and what you could become. But what's the dream? What's the big goal that you have for your career? That one that would have you sitting at work with a big grin on your face thinking, wow, this is what I get to do. Can you picture that? If you can, let me ask you this question. Does your present career match your big goals and dreams? Or is there a disconnect? If there's a disconnect between your dream job, your dream life and career, and where you currently are, then you are in the right place. You're in the right place if you're caught in this paradox that many of us find ourselves in. You're a high achiever. You're a real go-getter, a top performer, a goal-oriented professional. And yet, at the same time, you may be frustrated. You may be feeling stuck in your career and confused about why you can't quite seem to break through to your next level. You can't figure out how to unlock this promotion that you're longing for, but you're ready for change and you're willing to do the work to figure it out so that you can have the freedom and truly experience the career that you just envisioned. I understand it because that was my story too. I'm Lisa L. Baker. I'm the founder of Ascentum, which is an award-winning coaching practice. Ascentum is on Inc.'s Best in Business 2022 list for coaching and career development. I won a Glow B in the Women's World Award for Startup of the Year and have been honored as a stellar personal coach. You may have seen articles that I've written or seen me quoted in magazines like Ebony or Inc., but that wasn't always the case. I started my career out of college in 1988 working for Household Finance. I was in the sales management training program. I stayed with Household for quite a number of years and had the opportunity to try different roles in different functions. I went from sales management to underwriting to marketing, was even in their general management training program. I relocated from St. Louis, where I started my career, to Chicago with the company. But even though I had an opportunity to try different roles and work in different functions, I realized after a point in time that my career really wasn't progressing. I found myself being stagnated. And so I decided to take another role outside of household. And in 1995, I went to work for what was then First Chicago Bank in their credit card division, First Card. I worked at First Card for a number of years as well. Started in the credit risk department as a credit analyst and had an opportunity to really learn and expand my career there. But like many financial organizations during that time, there were mergers and acquisitions that were happening that affected the employment in those spaces. So First Chicago merged with NBD and became First Chicago NBD. I stayed with the company through that first merger, but in 1999, when Bank One acquired the company, I was laid off and found myself in the job market again. And so I took a role with the associates, and this was a great opportunity. This was a promotion to vice president. I started there as the vice president of product development, creating new credit products for the customers of the associates. And that was so exciting. It was great right up until another merger happened when Citi Financial acquired the company. When that happened, I was laid off and found myself in the job market yet again. And so in 2001, I went back to Bank One. But here's what's interesting about that shift. There was a lot happening in the world then, and it was tough to find a role. I could not get a job back at the level that I was previously at. And so I took a job in the customer service department. I was a customer service rep taking calls, working third shift during the evening. But I figured, hey, I'm in the company now. I'll have an opportunity to look for roles that are back at that VP or even AVP level that I previously experienced. And I was able to do that. But then an opportunity came along for what was my true dream job at the time. And in 2003, I went to work for Washington Mutual Finance as the vice president and director of marketing for the organization. I was so excited. That role involved a relocation from Chicago to Florida in the Tampa area, and I was excited to move because it was my dream job. But little did I know that just 6 months after I took that role, the company would be acquired. And guess what? Citi Financial acquired Washington Mutual Finance. Now, I was over the merging, the acquiring, and all that was happening that ultimately resulted in me being back on the job market. 2004, I went to work for Microsoft. I thought technology would be the way to go because that was an industry that was growing and thriving where I wouldn't have to be worried about being laid off again. At least that was my hope. And it panned out to be true. I worked for Microsoft for 6 years, had a great run there, and really loved what I was doing. I was in marketing on the East Coast supporting Microsoft's mid-sized solutions business and partners. Things were great. I received a promotion right up until a new regional vice president came in and took over the East region. Well, in my first meeting with him, he essentially told me that I was the biggest loser on his team. His exact words were these: Lisa, I didn't ask this question, but if I had asked, I'm sure that the team would say the person who's added the least value is you. Can you imagine how I felt? That was like a gut punch. And frankly, it made no sense to me. Just a year earlier, I had been promoted. I was doing well, but that wasn't his perspective. I thought I could prove him wrong and really show him what I had. I was going to work to demonstrate that I was not the person who added the least value on the team. Well, I quickly realized that that was not going to work. And that's when one of the first major shifts happened for me. I decided to leave because I realized that staying in an environment where I was just being tolerated was not going to be effective. And so in 2011, I went to work for what was then GE Capital Retail Finance that later became Synchrony. This was a game changer in my career, where my previous boss at Microsoft had said that I was the weakest link on his team. My new boss said that I was the best hiring decision that he had ever made. My career really took off at Synchrony. I want you to notice the timeline here. From my early career start through mid-career was about 23 years. That was 23 years being back and forth, having different roles, seeing some success, some promotions, but really not able to truly break through into the level that I desired until I went to work for Synchrony. At Synchrony, I really came into my own. I started to show up and to stand out, and I got noticed. So within 3 years of working at Synchrony, I got my first promotion into the senior ranks, and I was the Senior Vice President and General Manager for the American Eagle Outfitters portfolio. I experienced great success there. My team won Portfolio of the Year, Sales Team of the Year, Most Valuable Portfolio, and 2 years later, I got my next promotion to a higher level of VP. That was as the Senior Vice President and General Manager for the PayPal credit portfolios. That made me the highest ranked Black female in the organization. What a tremendous change from my early career years. I was doing well and thriving at Synchrony, and I had the opportunity to grow and do more with the organization. But my heart was calling me to something different. What I really wanted to do was take my lessons of experience and all that I learned and apply it to my own business. And in 2021, I left Synchrony and started my coaching practice, Ascentum. But there are 3 things that I learned from my career journey that I think you and anyone who's listening can apply to your own journey. The first lesson is that you must stand out. And a powerful way to do that is by taking on challenging roles that other people might avoid. That's how you can have an impact and really stand out and get noticed. The other thing that I did in my career was to really have a strategy and to move into different roles and different functions. The key thing, though, is that sometimes taking a step back, like when I took the customer service role, or taking lateral moves are really the way to move forward. My career didn't go in just a straight line upward. There were many lateral moves, a few moves back that ultimately led me to career success. The other thing is that you have to be willing to adapt. Success is rooted in our ability to thrive in ever-changing environments. So when I noticed all of the merging, acquiring, and downsizing that was happening in financial services, I decided to adapt and go to a different industry and moved into technology, into the IT space with Microsoft. What changes are you noticing? What adaptations might you need to make to unlock your promotion? Now I have the privilege of applying those lessons and helping women to grow, because the bottom line is we need more women at the top. We need more women in leadership roles. McKinsey's annual study of women in the workplace shows that at the SVP level, there's only 29% women. Most of the people at the SVP level are still men, only 29% women. If you look at women of color, that's even smaller. Only 6% at the SVP level are women of color, and that shouldn't be. Because when women are in senior leadership roles, organizations are much more innovative. They are also more profitable. Studies continue to show that time and time again. And that's why we need more women like you at the top. So now, as the founder of Ascentum, I get to help professional women own their power, communicate their worth with confidence, and crush barriers to achieve the promotions and the pay that they deserve. And I'm on a mission. My short-term goal is to help 5,000 women in the next 5 years to unlock their promotions. I want you to have influence, to have the connections and the people in your space that allow you to influence change, not only for your career, but for others. To have impact, to do meaningful work that makes a difference and brings you joy, and to have the income and the salary and all the benefits that go along with that so that you can live life on your terms. How does that sound to you? Do you want to be more influential, more impactful, and have more money? Here's the trouble. Number one, bias. Number two, advocacy. Let's start by talking about bias. Gender bias and stereotypes often still hinder us from having the impact, influence, and income that we desire. There are preconceived notions about our capabilities as women, about our leadership style, and those stereotypes often are barriers to us being promoted into those senior levels. There's also bias about work-life balance. There's this idea that women's commitment may not be there because of our family responsibilities. There are assumptions made about our ability to take on challenges and handle the big roles and at the same time handle our family responsibilities. When it comes to advocacy, there can be a lack of visibility for women. It's challenging sometimes to get noticed, to stand out amongst all of the others who are also trying to get promoted. It can be a challenge for us to find those influential leaders and decision makers to sponsor us and advocate for us moving into the roles that we desire. And then there's our own confidence and self-advocacy. Often we as women have internal barriers to promoting ourselves and talking about the work that we do, the value that we deliver. So we assume that the problem is inadequacy, that there's something inherently wrong or missing within us. We might think, I don't have enough experience or expertise. I need another degree or to earn another certification in order to be qualified for promotion. Maybe it's that I made the wrong choices earlier in my career, and so I'm lacking something that I need now. I just have to pay my dues. Maybe if I work harder, keep my head down, I'll get noticed and get promoted. Or I don't have the right connections. Because we assume that there's something inadequate or missing in us, what do? Well, we overwork and overdeliver, trying to prove that we deserve a place in the top and in those big roles. We go out and acquire more credentials, earn another certification, try to conform to the male standard in the workplace, doing what's expected, trying to fit in and be what we think we must be in order to be seen as ready for that next promotion. And then we decide, well, we'll wait for recognition. Surely with all of the work that I'm doing, with the degrees and the certification that I have, with the work that I'm doing to fit in, surely someone will notice me and I'll get promoted. But when that doesn't happen, we decide to take our skills elsewhere. And that's when we typically start our external job search. And that's why so many women are leaving corporate America. But here's the key. There's a big difference between motion and progress. We're doing a lot of movement, a lot of activity, but are we really making progress? Does this sound familiar to you? You're not making progress, even though you're doing all of this effort. So you probably have asked for help. You asked for feedback. And when you do, you likely hear things like, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Oh, you're on the high potential list. It's only a matter of time. There's a role that I think will be coming up later that would be a good fit for you. I'll get back to you on that. Does that sound familiar? Have you heard these kinds of things as you've tried to navigate your way to what's next for you? If you have, you're not alone. But here's a quote from Kristen Armstrong that fits here. Kristen is a gold medal cyclist. In fact, she's the only person to have won 3 gold medals in the same competition in that space. And she did that when others thought she couldn't. And what she said is that it's not only moving that creates new starting points, sometimes it takes a subtle shift in perspective, an opening in the mind to see new options and new possibilities. And she's right. Here's the truth. You are already capable. You are already qualified. You are at the top of your game. You have many possibilities ahead of you. You don't need another degree. If you want one, that's great. Continuous learning is important, but it's not required for you to get the promotion that you desire. I have a bachelor's degree, and with just a bachelor's degree, I was able to achieve the highest ranking position in a Fortune 500 fintech as a Black female. That's the truth. You're capable, you're ready. You just need to make a few subtle shifts. That was the case with my client, Maria. She needed to improve her executive presence and to change her communication skills. She wasn't showing up in the way that she needed to. She struggled to articulate what she was working on, the value that she was delivering in a way that would resonate with senior leaders. So she was coming across as more junior than she really was. Well, getting coaching helped her to build her confidence. With greater confidence, she learned to communicate much more effectively. And after 3 months of coaching, she was able to get that promotion that she had been working so hard to receive. And not only that, she received a 15% pay increase. What she had to say is this: I'm starting to change the way I think. Now I feel more confident that I can communicate effectively across all levels of the business. Just a subtle shift in her communication allowed her to show up more confidently and be noticed. The shifts that Maria made are often the shifts that we all need to make. In fact, there are 3 essential shifts that are necessary to make progress toward promotion. Here's the first shift. Own your expertise. Highlight your contributions. Take credit for your successes. You deserve it. I'm giving you permission to toot your own horn. This is often a challenge for women compared to our male counterparts. We tend to downplay our qualifications and downplay our contributions even when they're equal or better than another male peer. That's a challenge, ladies, but we can change that. Start to share what you do, the value that you deliver. That subtle shift can make a big difference. Try asking yourself this question: how have my unique contributions played a pivotal role in driving or advancing organizational objectives? Start to notice and to document the great things that you're doing, things that are small and large. Document them all. Create for yourself a brag book if you need to, where you document the accomplishments that you've made. That will make it easier for you to share what you've done. It will help you write your performance evaluations and help you to get really clear about the value that you deliver to the business. Shift number 2, build your squad. This is all about developing meaningful relationships. I want to encourage you to cultivate relationships, especially with other women. There's a tendency to think that other women are our competition, especially because there's so few of us at the top. But that simply isn't the truth. The truth is we need each other. A Harvard Business Review study showed that women who have an inner circle of other women get promoted into executive positions with a greater level of authority and more pay. We need each other. Cultivate your squad. Here's a question that you can ask yourself. Who in my inner circle has the expertise to help me successfully negotiate and navigate on the path to my career goal? If you find that you're lacking a support structure, especially from other women, it's important to build your squad. Shift number 3, embrace authenticity. Focus more on being and less on doing. Who you are is awesome. Showing up as your true self is so essential to being promoted. There's this tendency to think that we need to blend in, to fit, to conform to a structure. But the reality is we are more effective when we are operating in our true authenticity. This is about alignment, aligning who you are, what your strengths are, and what you value to the work that you're doing, and letting people know you. That's the key. That was one of the major shifts that I made in moving from Microsoft to Synchrony that made all the difference in the world. I decided to just show up and deliver and not try to fit to some standard, to get in alignment. So do that. Align who you are with what you do authentically. That's a shift that can make all the difference in you getting noticed. Try asking yourself this question. How might the career I desire align with who I am now and who I'm becoming? The better alignment that you can make between who you are and what you do, the more you'll shine and the happier you'll be, the more impact you'll make in the work that you're doing. I want to encourage you to believe in the power of who you are. Your unique qualities, talents, and aspirations are the foundation for your success. You are closer to your goal than you may realize. And that's where I come in. Because with guidance and support from someone who's walked the path before you, your journey can be accelerated, bringing your aspirations within reach sooner than you ever imagined. I want to introduce you to a 3-month group coaching program designed exclusively for female professionals who are ready to take their career to the next level. Breakthrough to Promotion is designed to help you get unstuck, unleash your power, and unlock your next promotion. If you are feeling stuck in your career, if you're in your current role or your current level and not making the progress that you desire, this is for you. If you find it difficult to articulate your value, to clearly share what your personal brand is, or if you lack a personal board of advisors, if you don't have your own personal success team, and if that success team doesn't include 3 to 4 women, this is for you. Are you worn out from overperforming, overworking, trying to prove that you're ready and worthy of promotion? If you need a confidence boost to overcome imposter syndrome, and you want to take action and make progress, if you are ready to level up, breakthrough to promotion is for you. Month one is all about getting unstuck. Together, we'll identify and overcome the things that are holding you back. We'll learn what your unique saboteurs are, those ways that you may be subtly and unconsciously sabotaging your own success. Month two is when we'll show you how to unleash your power. This is all about gaining that alignment between who you are, what you value, the impact that you want to make. You'll learn how to communicate with impact and to lead authentically so that you shine and are really owning your power. And then in month three, this is when we'll put together the game plan to unlock your promotion. You'll develop specific steps to bring everything together so that you can get unstuck, shine, and get your next promotion. One of my clients had this to say: I would recommend this program to anyone looking to level up their career. It definitely leveled up mine. Here's what you can expect. You can expect, number one, a supportive community, a group of like-minded women who are all on the same path to success. You can expect 2 75-minute coaching sessions each month to help you work through these areas of getting unstuck, unleashing your power, and unlocking your next promotion. You can expect assessments and the workbooks, all of the tools that you need to succeed. Everything will be there. The bottom line is that you can expect results. You're going to see progress because the activities that you're doing, the things that you're unlocking, will actually move you forward toward your goal. Another one of my clients had this to say: I've been a people leader for over 30 years, and because of Lisa, I'm an even better leader today. You can expect to become better as a result of going through breakthrough to promotion. Are you ready to break through to promotion? If you are, we're going to kick things off on Wednesday, June 14th with a welcome call. This will be your opportunity to learn all about the program and to meet the other amazing women who will be on this journey with you. Then, starting on Wednesday, June 21st, and every other Wednesday thereafter, for 6 sessions, we'll have our group coaching calls. Now, space is limited to just 10 amazing women. I really want to work with a group who is committed to making real change, seeing real progress, and unlocking their next promotion and their next level of pay. If that's you, I want to invite you to go to grow.ascentum.com/breakthrough and register now. Remember earlier when we started this presentation, I asked you to think about your dream job and what that really looks like. I want you to think about that again now. Remember, I asked you to imagine being highly compensated to do meaningful work that aligns with your values, fulfills your purpose, and brings you joy. I want to ask you this question: what's the value of being highly compensated to do meaningful work that aligns with your values, fulfills your purpose, and brings you joy? What would that be worth to you? How would your life change if this were true for you? Here's what I'm offering with Breakthrough to Promotion. It's a 3-month coaching program to identify and overcome what's holding you back. It's an opportunity to tap into the power of your unique values and strengths, to be able to communicate what you're doing and the value that you bring impactfully so that you can lead authentically. It's a chance to develop a strategy, a unique, customized promotion game plan for you, to have the tools to enhance your progress, all in the context of a supportive community of women. The investment for breakthrough to promotion typically is $3,900 when I'm working with a woman one-on-one to help her break through. But because you took the time today to listen to this webinar, for you, it's a single payment of $14.95 or two payments of $847.50. I want to invite you to take advantage of this and register by June 13th at grow.ascentum.com/breakthrough. Listen, every investment that you make, you should expect a return on it. And according to the International Coach Federation's survey of 100 women executives, there is a 6x return on investment in coaching. Coaching will help you elevate your leadership. It will strengthen your relationships and fast track your career. In fact, 62% of coaching clients report improved career opportunities as a result of their coaching. My client, Claudia, said, I took my seat at the table. Lisa Baker's coaching and support helped me get there. This was so important for her. That's the return that she wanted. For her, having a seat at the table with the senior leaders, as opposed to sitting around the table on the outside at the back of the room for the invited guests, was the goal, and she achieved that. I want to share this quote with you from Oprah Winfrey. She said, nothing happens until you decide. Make a decision and watch your life move forward. And so here's my question for you. What decision will you make to move your career forward? I hope that one of those decisions will be to register today for Breakthrough to Promotion. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you at Breakthrough to Promotion.